Hello. 2020. 2020 was a chaotic. I don't know. Chaotic seems to be the wrong word. Turbulent. Let's go with turbulent. 2020 was a turbulent year of experience. For me, it was a year of change, a year of reflection, a year of solitude. Not necessarily a year of inconvenience. I didn't experience a pandemic like that. Not necessarily. Like, of course, there are minor inconveniences here and there. I had plans. I had plans of going back to China and visiting my parents and working at a university, teaching anthropology for a while, passing forward the knowledge that I learned at Tallinn University, all these years of doing research on practice-based methods. I wanted to promote that. I want to teach anthropology. I wanted to spend time with my parents and be a good son to them and all that. There were a lot of detail to be worked out at the beginning of 2020, but then there was no need to do that anymore. No details need to be worked out anymore because of the global pandemic. A lot of things halted, including my personal plan. So yeah, in a sense, that was some inconvenience, but not necessarily. Life goes on. I still go to the uni. I still had a lot of work to do with the uni, including my personal thesis, supervising students, teaching a few courses here and there. So yeah, life moved on. I had things on my plate. Even though those inconveniences were inconvenience, they didn't really bother me all that much. However, I took precaution. I didn't really go out anymore. Most part of the 2020, I stayed at my apartment in Pirital. For those of you who are not familiar with Pirital, it's a suburban area in Tallinn. It's at the outskirts of the city. Very quiet, family-oriented district with a lot of single-family home. However, I live in an apartment building, which is a rarity in the neighborhood. Plenty of forest, some cemetery here and there. Not so many businesses, not at all. But yeah, all the necessity you have in life are not far away. At that time, I stayed during 2020, majority part of the 2020 and leading all the way up to 2021. I stayed mostly in my apartment, doing my things, taking the uni responsibility online, doing most of the things online, almost everything online. And unless it's absolutely necessary, and by that I mean doing groceries, I do not go out. I walk back and forth in my apartment. There's only 2 rooms in there, so living room and the bedroom, and I would just kind of casually walk back and forth, and that's my workout. I'll do push-ups. I'll do some pull-ups. I had a pull-up bars, and that's about it. I didn't have anything else to do outside. I didn't bother. I didn't know what this whole pandemic situation was, so I didn't take any chances. I didn't want to have any context. So a year of solitude, a year of spending time with myself, talking to myself, and I had this ritual of waking up every morning and then standing in the bathroom, facing the mirror, talking to myself. The time varies on a daily basis. Sometimes I would do that for half an hour, sometimes an hour. I'll just stand there, butt naked, maybe with underwear sometime if I feel like it, and I'll talk to myself. Things I had in my dreams, things I didn't have in my dreams, things I hope I had in my dream, things I want to do on that day, things I hope I would do but I knew I would eventually not do. All those kind of rambles. I'll just talk to myself in the mirror, checking myself, looking for small detail changes, Do I look different today? All that stuff. I do that on a daily basis. Then I go about my daily routines. Working from home. It was different. Never had that before. So now with a year of solitude largely behind me, I had more time to think about that time. The time of 2020, the time of solitude, the time of living with myself. And a lot come back. This is a retrospective experience now. It hit me hard all of a sudden after this has become kind of like a history, kind of like a background color. And I wrote poems about it. I never wrote poems before, but I wrote poems about it. I wrote every day for 2 weeks because I couldn't help. I couldn't help but to write the experience in hindsight and think about the significance of the pandemic. Think about the significance of how the pandemic granted me this year of living alone and just think and just do things at my own company. And out of those poems that I wrote, I selected 32 of them and I put them in a collection. I printed it out and I have the first copy at hand. It's an author's proof I got from Amazon Print on Demand. I named a little collection A Hermeneutic Study of Living Alone in Pirital, Estonia. Hermeneutic is a study of Bible, the study of religious text. And I put it out there because it does feel like a religious, monk-like experience of living that long time in that kind of deep solitude. Even though I was geographically speaking still in Tallinn, still in the biggest city in Estonia, still in the capital, accompanied by close to 500,000 people around. But at that time, it didn't feel like anybody was with me. And that's why I put it out there, because I use the word hermeneutic, because it did feel like a religious journey, a journey of rebirth, a journey of a really deep introspection of belief, of seeking, of debating myself, right? So today, I want to read all the poems on this episode of the podcast, starting from 1 all the way to poem 32. Number 1. Can you help me free up some space on my phone? Mom requests from the other side of the net. Right after we said goodbye on WeChat. The phone is getting slow lately, and sometimes your voice glitches out. She complains to her digital son. 01001 000 11001 fizzles out of my balcony, freeing up some space. Gone also the smell of the oven-baked sweet potatoes from the oven. I miss my mom too. Two. I admit, when I rush to the basement for the shovel, I'm heated. In the freezing January morning, 15 minutes to chisel out of the path from the apartment to my Honda Jazz. I walk back to the building's entrance and start my day anew. One step ahead of another. I'm peacocking. 3. Office day 1. 3 gentle knocks land on the next office's door. I hold my breath as my heart knocks. Talk, talk, talk. 4. Orange Omniva locker watch me pull the door open. The entrance to the bottle eating machine. I still don't know where to recycle the 5-liter Salima water jug. A push meets my pull. A tangled hair emerges from the inside, a nylon bag in hand. Okay? He asks. Okay, I say. From one hand to another, encapsulated air has nothing to say about the swift change of ownership. Five. Over the Pirital bridge, an elder with a fishing rod asked, Russian? Chinese, I reply, while my eyes hook onto his patched navy blue raincoat, knitted with fungi, meshed with seaweed. Chinese, he repeats after me. I see the silver string tingles in his palm, yet the elder does not rush. Letting the cold, fleeing current from the beneath wrestles his conviction. Yes, he is still at war. Six. Some apples lies on this side of the fence, some on the other. The unattended wooden fence with chipping crimson paint tint to all of them. I pick a red one from the ground, rub it on my sweatshirt, and bite. The fence does not make a sound. Seven. I haven't got water for a week now. I need water. He, the quick-moving giant, with a yellow mug, pacing around and mumbling to himself from this room to the universe adjacent to it, and here he appears again. I wonder if he will remember me. I'm a succulent, and it's raining outside today. Eight. The restaurant Chi is decorated with Chinese words I can't read. Lamb in garlic sauce steams over the characters and drags me back. A dark-skinned chef walks through the kitchen door, single-strapping his red backpack. I rest my stainless spoon on the little dune of jasmine rice, wondering, when did I start single-strapping in elementary school? In a land across the mountains, 4th grade. Nine. On Sunday morning, the sandbox in the courtyard is gone. 4 beams of logs, a toy truck, along with a galaxy of tiny rocks. A square of fluffy soil awaits. Healing. Ten. Ignite, rise, accelerate. The one hovering on top is a firework yearning for her moment of completion. She looks down and catches me looking up in a roaring crowd on the curving waterfront of the Baltic Sea. Bam! Let me do that again. Bam! She annihilates in flame. Meanwhile, down on earth, my face dims. "11. Office day 11. I type fast on my laptop, only planting commas on the page. Comma, 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 comma. They jump and cheers, rocking the desk. 12. I'm taking a stroll towards a TV tower. A quiet row, with one unfinished house, 2 broken street lamps, and 3 speed bumps. Yesterday's snow is resting on the ground. Even the street lamps are chiming for the good night. It's late, and I'm clearly intruding. My breath meets eyelashes, crystallized. Every blink then, a canyon splitting on a frozen continent. 13. The apartment accommodates an elderly lady. Southwest-facing windows letting the setting rays into the bedroom. I see a single bed, a single closet, and a single cartoon cat sticker on the door. Can you read the water meter for me? The lady leads me to the bathroom and points at that ceiling panel in the corner. I lived in Britain during the war with my dad. I was a nurse. I see 2 meters under the ceiling panel. 2,328.48 submarines traverse through the blue pipe. 14. Snow has been falling since dawn. A fireball amid a slope. In the snow-blanketed neighborhood park, on the north side of the Estonian War Museum, that's a girl on a winter onesie jacket. Pts, pts, pts. Dragging her snowboard uphill, this fireball is surely moving up, while a word of frozen particles against her. Bzz, bzz. I open the door, and it's not the delivery guy. Instead, a bald man in an ironed-out navy blue suit. His tricolor lapel pin shines eagerly. In a brief moment of silence, a young man in his shadow passes him a brochure and a pen. Are you Estonian? No. Keep the pen. I close the door, the vision of the lapel pin fading. 16. I pitch a newly purchased tent on the balcony. Tent door facing the balcony door, tent window, a neighbor's resting rag floor. I sleep in it. 2 pines in the courtyard gazes at the action and chat about it. Sha 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 sha. A camping trip without access. A camping trip with access to my own floor-heated bathroom. I don't like it. Feel like I took advantage of the house. Only 3 striped balls are left on the billiard table. I grab the chalk. The round is in Sven's favor. Another one swallowed into the middle hole. Sven forks his sticks on the velvet floor and declares, I don't like tinder. No! Not after a clean shot like that. The tablecloth on the billiard table shines greener with 1 less striped ball ambushed in it. 18. Office day 111. Someone was here. I'm not sure it was me. The yellow mug with the Central Party slogan printed on it won't tell. That's not my duty. He fumbles his green tea bag hanging over his shoulder. To witness time passing. That's not my duty. "19. I pick up a pack of 4 kiwis in Rimi, stalling, examining, wondering. Why do they come in pairs? Odd. A tandem baby stroller hosting blue-eyed twins floats by. In between the shallow channel of cucumbers and kiwis, the twins widen their eyes at me. From the store speaker I heard, Herr Mudet. 20. Camper converted pizzeria opens, radiating heat and cheese from the curb of the neighborhood crossing, where Randvered Road meets Lehiku Road. A large pepperoni demands €6.5 for her company. She dances, wiggles, softens. No free lunch. She spreads out on the fingertip of the pizzaiolo. 2 streams of smoke rise from the chimney, and the young customer's e-cigarette. "21st. My neighbor's TV is on. Blue hue saturates the living room. It's an aquarium. 2 pines standing right outside the windows, watching, recentering, appreciating their nocturnal pets in containment. 22. LeBron dunks one in the basket. Slam. Whoa. The stadium swirls, splashes, vibrates. Tides of the audience rushing to the court, singing victory verse to the dunker while the basketball swallowed. TV transmission switches back to the commentator in the recording studio. You will not make it if your movement is not witnessed, he declares. And wake up to the basketball's grain textures lingering on my hand. 23. I stretch for a front split in my fitness, just like yesterday. The floor is on the other side of the river, and the white water runs like 1,000 stallions breaking loose. "24. Shutting the courtyard door behind me, I see a young couple, walking their golden retriever. I smile at the dog. The dog flops his ears, goes, I also don't like unwarranted eye contact, you know. 25. Just follow the red. That's a resonant directive. As Elon Musk's round-headed rocket lifts off, taking me to the thickness of the Milky Way, I squeeze and squeeze and squeeze like a hedgehog in the early spring mud, trying to bob my head out of this atmosphere. Tss! Abort mission, the red-painted bicycle lane ended abruptly in front of Christina Center. 26. I buzz myself bald. Pitch black hair paints the ceramic sink and floor. I scrub my head, eyes closed. This is my scarce chance to pet the one who resides on the flip side of my vision. Hey. The fallen fur of the night, what does it nurture? 27. On the far left corner of Eelamise Center's parking lot, a handful of Christmas trees crouch, leaning against one another behind locked metal fences. This is our last year? This is our last year. Did we make it? I don't know, but we did make something. No snow on the ground today, yet it's drenched. It's the afternoon of 25th December 2020. 28. 12 kilometers, and that was it. I decide not to run the returning way home. Beep. I check myself in a number 8 bus towards the depth of Pirital. The whistles and giggles on the promenade stumbles as a bus rail door shuts on them. Meanwhile, something equally light and soft did squeeze in. I feel it against the metal pole. On the opposite side of my sweat-imbued running shirt. None of them know you're running away from me, it whispers. No one. Number 8 bus concurred with a purr and hastened her pause. "29. That white Ford Transit latches on the roundabout in front of Eestis Center again. 2 florists replanting the garden within the circle. You're here! The roundabout reaches her arms out. I'm here, I catch. We hold on to each other and swing. Where are you heading to today, Captain? To Galaxy My Fitness, then Planet Remy. I flick on the blinker. She lets go and shouts, Routine! This roundabout is my space station. Lights, yellow, summer tulip, it's fuel. "30. Today I paint my entire apartment white. All furniture gather and congeal into a desolate island in the center of the living room. I sit on the edge of it. It's not white enough. I tell it to the succulent resting on top of the mini fridge. No reply. I know what he would have said back. It's white enough. 31. I eat the last caramel gohoga. Well, gohoga is milk curd thingy. Milk curd candy. I eat the last caramel gohoga. The mini fridge second shelf from the top is now empty, so I curl up in there, knee to the nose tip, and pull the door close. 32. Can you see your name? The IKEA lady pushes her lip together and requests. Behind her, big yellow letter over tall blue wall, woo. I lean to the walkie-talkie chanting, yes. A faint confirmation comes back. Big yellow forklift searching on sky-piercing walls of blue shelves. I just summoned my plastic-sealed wood from a postmodern jungle on Peterborough Road. That's it. That's my poems. All 32 of them. Thank you for listening. And you can find this probably in all the bookstore in Estonia if you are here. They're going to be in Rahmaramat, and they're going to be in Apollo, hopefully. It's bilingual. I only read out the English version, which is the one I wrote, and the translation was done by an Estonian. So you can also buy this from my personal website. It's gonna be available in PDF and EPUB in digital format, and also the print-on-demand one as well. It's probably gonna be coming out soon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and stay safe. I'll see you in next week's podcast. We'll talk about something else. But yeah, it got me kind of like, I don't know. It got me into a certain kind of mood after reading this out loud. It's the first time I read it out loud. It's always a voice in my head, but now actually reading it out loud, it's different. Next week.